Hi. This is Pranshi Verma. Welcome to my channel, guys. I hope you are doing well. In today's video, I'm going to discuss with you the DevOps life cycle and key pillars of DevOps. Let's get started. DevOps constitute phases or practices that in their entirety form the DevOps life cycle. As shown in the following diagram. There are 6 primary phases in a DevOps life cycle. They are: plan and build, continuous integration, continuous delivery, continuous deployment, continuous monitoring and operations, continuous feedback. Let's discuss each and every phase in detail. The key word here is continuous. If code is developed continuously, it will be followed with a need to continuously test, provide feedback, deploy, monitor, and operate. Phase 1: Plan and build. In the planning phase, the core focus is to understand the vision and convert it into a detailed plan. The plan can be split into phases, otherwise known as epics, in agile terminology. Each phase or epic can be scoped to achieve a specific set of functionalities, which could be further groomed as one or multiple user stories. This requires a lot of communication and collaboration between various stakeholders. In the build phase, code is written in the language of choice and appropriate build artifacts are created. Code is maintained in a source code repository such as GitHub, Bitbucket, and others. Phase 2: Continuous integration. CI is a software development practice where developers frequently integrate their code changes to the main branch of a shared repository. This is done, preferably, several times in a day, leading to several integrations. Ideally, each integration is triggered by an automated build that also initiates automated unit tests to detect any issues as quickly as possible. This avoids integration hell, or in other words, ensures that the application is not broken by introducing a code change or delta into the main branch. Please note, code change is considered the fundamental unit of software development. Since development is incremental in nature, developers keep changing their code. Phase 3: Continuous delivery. Continuous delivery is a software development practice to build software such that a set of code changes can be delivered or released to production at any time. It can be considered an extension of CI, and its core focus is on automating the release process to enable hands-free or single-click deployments. The core purpose is to ensure that the code base is releasable and there is no regression break. It's possible that the newly added code might not necessarily work. The frequency to deliver code to production is very specific to the organization and could be daily, weekly, bi-weekly, and so on. Phase 4: Continuous deployment. Continuous deployment is a software development practice where the core focus is to release automated deployments to production without the user's intervention. It aims to minimize the time elapsed between developers writing new lines of code and this new code being used by live users in production. At its core, continuous deployment incorporates robust testing frameworks and encourages code deployment in a testing, staging environment post the continuous delivery phase. Automated tests can be run as part of the pipeline in the test stage environment. In the event of no issues, the code can be deployed to production in an automated fashion. This removes the need for a formal release day and establishes a feedback loop to ensure that added features are useful to the end users. Phase 5: Continuous monitoring and operation. Continuous monitoring is a practice that uses analytical information to identify issues with the application or its underlying infrastructure. Monitoring can be classified into 2 types: server monitoring and application monitoring. Continuous operations is a practice where the core focus is to mitigate, reduce, or eliminate the impact of planned downtime, such as scheduled maintenance, or in the case of unplanned downtime, such as an incident. Phase 6: Continuous feedback. Continuous feedback is a practice where the core focus is to collect feedback that improves the applicator service. A common misconception is that continuous feedback happens only as the last phase of the DevOps cycle. Feedback loops are present at every phase of the DevOps pipeline such that feedback is conveyed if a build fails due to a specific code check-in, a unit integration test or functional test fails in a testing deployment, or an issue is found by the customer in production. GitOps is one of the approaches to implement continuous feedback where a version control system has the capabilities to manage operational workflows, such as Kubernetes deployment. A failure at any point in the workflow can be tracked directly in the source control, and that creates a direct feedback loop. That's all about DevOps lifecycle phase. Let's discuss DevOps key pillars. They are: reduce organizational silos, accept failure as normal, implement gradual change, leverage tooling and automation, and measure everything. Let's discuss each and every one by one. First one is reduce organizational silos. Bridge the gap between teams by encouraging them to work together toward a shared company vision. This reduces friction between teams and increases communication and collaboration. Next one, accept failure as normal. In the continuous aspect of DevOps, failure is considered an opportunity to continuously improve. Systems as services are bound to fail, especially when more features are added to improve the service. Learning from failures mitigates reoccurrence. Fostering failure as the normal culture will make team members more forthcoming. Another key pillars are implementing gradual change. Implementing gradual change falls in line with the continuous aspect of DevOps. Small, gradual changes are not only easier to review, but in the event of an incident in production, it is easier to roll back and reduce the impact of the incident by going back to a last known working state. Leverage tooling and automation. Automation is key to implement the continuous aspect of CI/CD pipelines, which are critical to DevOps. It is important to identify manual work and automate it in a way that eventually increases speed and adds consistency to everyday processes. Measure everything. Measuring is a critical gauge for success. Monitoring is one way to measure and observe that helps to get important feedback to continuously improve the system. That's all about all key pillars in DevOps. I hope you understand all are very well. Let's wind up today's session. I'll see you in the next video. Till now, keep watching, keep learning and improve yourself. Please like, share and subscribe. Bye.